Hello and welcome to another edition of Luminar Coffee Break. I'm your host, Vanelli. Julie, thank you so much. I don't know how that happened. I was broadcasting on Facebook, and Julie came along and said, hey, what the heck are you doing on Facebook? Get over here to YouTube. So let me know if you guys are still here. I really apologize for that. So our goal today is to show you how to improve a color range in a black and white, or color tones in a black and white photo using color LUTs or using color styles. So a tonal range is the darkest and the brightest parts of the image, where the darkest parts are usually in the shadows, the brightest parts are usually in the highlights, and so the tonal range to make an image look really spectacular is going to have all those colors in between the darkest and the brightest. What we're going to do is convert an image to a black and white and then use the color LUTs to pull out more tones in that image. All right? Now, before we begin, let's take a moment and thank our partner. Fujifilm. Make images, share stories, and experience moments at the speed of life with Fujifilm. Thank you for staying at home with us. And we're back. Guys, thank you so much. Julie, thank you so much. I'm not sure why it ended up on Facebook. All right, so let me dive right in. So here's the image we're going to deal with. This is the original. And this is what we're going to do with it. All right? I'm going to come down to the history. And we're going to start over. But I did crop it. There we go. Now, if you notice, well, the image is a photo in a Boston farmer's market. And I can't believe he's smoking. And I think he can't believe I took that photo of him. So here we are. What I want to do real quick is just convert it to black and white. His face and some of the red areas I want to increase just a little bit. And bring out the yellows. Good. Let's see. And for the greens, let's do that right now. Oh, look at that, right in here. All right, so we did a good job converting to black and white. What I really want to do is dive right into these color styles. So if you're here because that's what you want to learn, I'll get that through that first. Typically, I edit the image before I do this, but for now, let's start here. I could pick any of the number of LUTs that come with this. I like these here, or I can come down to the portrait ones. And I'm going to go down to Rosa. You know what? I'm going to do Maria. And we'll pick that first. I can increase the amount. And then let's, ooh, look at this. Look at the contrast. If I want it flat or dull or richer. And then here's saturation. Now watch what the saturation is going to do, like down in here especially. Now remember, we're adding color to this. Look at that. So if I were to come in and get rid of the black and white tool, this is what you're going to be seeing. You're going to be looking at this right here, and it's not a great looking photo, but man, when we add black and white to it, look how it's pulling out all that tone. So I'm back here again, and we got that set. All right, so let's finish processing it. Black and white photos screen for detail. So the detail enhancer, let's really sharpen it. Good. Here we are before and after. We like that. And of course, AI enhancer. Now I can see how much of that I want to bring out, some of the shadows. What about here? All right, and let me jump down here. And here we are, the advanced contrast. So under the Pro Tools, the advanced contrast is going to let me pinpoint the highlights, the midtones, and the shadows. So here are the highlights. I'm going to balance them out. Midtones. I like the midtones here. Now let's see if we need to bring out some of the shadows. Good. Yeah, I don't want to do too much of the shadows. Look at that. Again, before and after. His face is looking a little too bright, so we could come back here and dial it back just a little bit. There we go. Now I'm looking at both my monitor and on mine. Ooh, that looks really good. That looks a little washed out here. All right, so that's set there. Now, a couple things. I'm going to hide me for a moment. Look in the bottom right here. Yeah, right down in here. That's a little distracting because it is so bright. So let's use under the Pro Tools. Here we are. The advanced, the adjustable gradient. All right, just the bottom half of the image. Just dial back the exposure a bit. There we go. There, now the focus is coming back up on him. And we could, for the top, see what happens. Okay, that's not bad. Good. And I can set the orientation. There. All right, let's see what that does for us. Oh, look at that. Good, so we're able to pinpoint just that bottom. And actually, a little more contrast to the bottom. And make it a little shadows right there. Good. So now that we have that set, what I like how that's looking. Once again, before and after. And look how much of that tone that we're able to pull out of this. So I love that a lot. So again, the tonal range is the darkest and the brightest parts of your image. And then in between there's so many different tones we can deal with. To pull them out to where they're not muddy in the darks and they're not blown out into the highlights, we have to make sure that we do that little finessing of the adjustments, and that's where we can use color LUTs to add that color to the black and white, and then pull out what we want to give us that nice dynamic range. Now, if I print this on a nice metallic paper or a nice metal print, it's going to look really, really sharp. All right? Well, let me check out a couple comments here. Yeah, so typically, yes, it's always at 5 o'clock. This was my fault on this one. I don't know why I jumped over to, I don't know why I jumped over to Facebook and it wasn't on YouTube. Sounds great. Now, guys, this right here, this request came about because on Wednesdays we have a after hours get together to where it's a happy hour. We all get together and it's a Zoom meeting. We turn on our video cameras and the mics and we all talk not face to face, but virtually face to face. And this week I had 3 special guests: Mike Cabasy, who's a Hollywood photographer, Rick Freeman, who's photographed every presidential candidate since Jimmy Carter, and then Michelle Grenier, who's one of our own Luminar ambassadors. And they were able to come in and share their knowledge, and people were able to ask them questions specifically on their expertise. Some were asking questions on what camera lens is a good purchase. Some were asking about tonal range and so on. So you're welcome to join us. And those are on Wednesdays at 5:30. You'll see the information in the description below. Well, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.